one. I ain't mean to steal that from you, Khaled. It just happens to be another one for us. But let's get it. Y'all ready? We're gonna do another one. What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. It is 6 o'clock. Y'all already know what it is. If you're here with Bugatti NYC, it's 6 o'clock. It's time for the bottom line. How y'all doing out there? Y'all know what we got to do. Time for the wake up. More for me than it is for you. That's right. Let's go. Uh, Open up those pores. Uh, yep, wake up those eyes. Shake off the arms and get ready for another day. And be thankful that we actually made it another day to be able to deal with our problems because God gave us another one. So, you guys, I'm so happy that we were here and that you guys were able to make it to the show. What I really got to do is a couple of things. I want to get some stuff out the way, let you guys know. Thankful for Wednesday, February, what we got, 19th, 2025. Again, we made it to another day. We have a couple of top line headline stories that I want to make sure that we concentrate on. Follow-ups from yesterday, a little bit of legal aspects that we got to get out the way that we never did before, as far as like copyright claims and that and that sort. Hope you guys really appreciate the header that we got up today. Took a lot of time to do that. And I've been thinking about doing this for a long time now because everyone seems to be becoming a character, whatever part of government, whether it's the governors, whether it's the presidents, whether, doesn't even matter who it is. It seems like everybody at this point is becoming a character in Gotham. And every city, every state seems like it's replicating. It seems as if I can take these characters right here and basically put them in any state and put different characters in, and there's going to be definitely people that can resemble them because it seems like all of our sanctuary cities are just replicating the same type of stuff. But with that being said, when you guys chime in this morning, let me know where you're chiming in from because we like to go and find information from where you're chiming in from. This way we have a fantastic dialogue and we have something to talk about. It's relative and we got something to talk about. How you guys doing? Already know Betty Lynn. Good morning from Detroit. We always have a lot of stuff popping in Detroit because y'all already always got something going on. But what I want to do right now is get to this header because we got a lot in the clip. So let's get to it. Now, what we got up here, like I said, we got a lot going on right here. Everybody is in character today. We've got President Trump, aka Mr. Freeze. As you can see, we have Elon Musk, aka Batman, in this series and in this movie. Yes, villains actually are working together. Villains, good guys and bad guys are on the same team. It just happens to be going like that. Doesn't it seem like it's happening like that in government anyway? Also, we've got Christy Nome as Poison Ivy. We've got DA Alvin Bragg, of course, in his right position as the Penguin. We've got Mayor Eric Adams, aka Two-Face Harvey Dent. And last, but of course not least, we have Kathy Jokel Hochul, who's making another appearance this morning, you guys, because she's got something to say about the mayor. But we have some legal to get out of the way because we ain't been getting paid for what we've been doing. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to say this site is for educational purposes only. Content not developed by the bottom line may be provided on this platform from time to time for educational purposes only. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of under the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes of criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All rights and credits go directly to its rightful owner. No copyright infringement is intended. Okay, guys, just so you know, I had to get that out the way just to make sure that all of the following clips, they don't beat me up for them, because like I said, we ain't getting paid for none of this stuff. We don't get no snaps on the petrol. We really just come here just to dialogue and get good information. So we're gonna see if that makes a change today. Maybe get paid for the video that we actually do today. We're gonna just test that out since we did the copyright. But I still want to make sure that we get into our titles and we're not missing certain things and following up. Because again, we got border crossings, we got mayors that's being arrested, we got governors that don't know their ass from their elbow, we got cops being shot. We have a lot. So like I always tell you guys, again, chime in, let me know where you're chiming in from, and let's get into these clips. Let's get it. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. Hope y'all had a good night. I also want to tell you that we have a lot of events coming up that I'm going to be inviting you guys to if you're in the tri-state and in New York. This right here I want to show you guys because I want you to see the desperation and the tactics that a lot of people, illegal immigrants, are going through. I want to walk us through the process today, not just only show clips. I want you to see from where they actually start, how they come here, how they get here, even when the process, when they're picking up the kids and things like that, how scary it is for a lot of movements that they're making. As we can see here, we have an active border. We have border security here. I want to show you guys a little bit of the actual measures that illegal migrants take in order to try to get over here. Again, check this out because I'm, again, walking you through the process before we continue with the news so that we have a foundation to start on. Let's go with this first. As you can see, heavy patrol is going on now. This is actual active. This is actually footage up until yesterday. This is the part that I really wanted you guys to see.
Big hello to my friends in America. One of the most important skills you can develop to give you the most amount of...
But this is the part I really wanted you guys to see. Look how desperate.
You see this? Get back! Get back! Get the fuck back! Get down!
As you can see,
You ain't coming!
He said, you ain't coming.
No!
The barbed wire, they cut it right there and they put a towel on it.
Get the fuck down!
And there's a bunch of people back here waiting to get up.
Fuck down!
They all on a ladder.
Right now! Get down! Get.
He's saying he's not a part of immigration.
Get down. No.
Now watch this craziness. This lady's walking with her child through barbed wire. Watch this part. She walked through barbed wire with her child. Look at that. Look at the barbed wire. Got the baby right there in the hand. Right? The measures that they take in order to try to make it over here. This one gets caught. He got caught. So you see Border Patrol right there watching them as they just sit on the fence. This must be the most aggravating job in the world. Like just constant pressure, constantly trying to get over, constantly. They to the point where they don't even care. They're just sitting right there in their face. Like hopefully they walk away so they can make a run for it, which is not making sense because then they still got to deal with all of the ATVs and stuff like that. And then they got children and babies that they're bringing over the entire wall, like pushing them over. Like this right here is crazy. I would never expect to see nothing like this right here. This baby got to be like 2 or 3 years old. And they just pushing him over the top of the wall. You see that? Look, what if he fall? And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this pisses me off when I see this. It makes me angry to see this. I don't know how you feel, but it peeves me off to see this. Good morning from Detroit. Mary J, good morning. This is terrible, ain't it? It's crazy. Like they just keep on going over. Bloop, 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 one after the other, one after the other. And look at the baby, look at the baby. Look, look.
Este es video. Desde ahí hacemos screenshot para foto. Uy, con cuidado, con
look,
cuidado.
Look.
Look at la migra over there.
Yeah, guys, I wanted you to see that because you need to see a little bit of at least one sort of introduction and interaction of how they get into the state and basically start doing all the other stuff. So, yeah. But I also want to bring you guys up to date right now because we got a live situation and we're thankful that one of New York City's finest, one of the bravest, actually got shot yesterday in the arm. And we got some actual live footage that was going on from exactly what happened. And it's going to tell you right now what happened to the police officer that got shot yesterday in New York. It was shot by a parole violator. Shouldn't have been out probably. And they got a lot of content right here. I'm going to show you what the mayor has to say about it. It's funny how I hate to say it, but it's like this kind of saved the mayor because in order to try to overshadow his DOJ situation, his indictment, he is now having a reason to come talk, speak about the police officer being shot, show the necessity for him actually being the mayor, the necessity for his position being filled. Because as of yesterday, I don't know if you guys know it, but Kathy Hochul sat with a bunch of people to try to decide what they were planning on doing with Mayor Adams. Sadly, they had someone there that's really controversial that does not represent me if it comes down to African American people. And that person being Al Sharpton. There was a meeting yesterday, and I guess he to Kathy Hochul is the representation and like the leader for our black folk. Well, I'm gonna let you know right now, Kathy Hochul, Al Sharpton does not represent me and many people that I know. We do not follow Al Sharpton. So let's just let that be said. But right here, I want to show you some information on a police officer that was shot in New York City yesterday.
Good morning. Before we start the announcement, we want to take a moment to really send our prayers out to one of our strongest, a member of the Department of Sanitation, passed away this morning. We will be stopping by the garage later, and our hearts goes out to the family members for this unforeseen death. Today we're here to update all New Yorkers on the shooting of a member of the New York City Police Department. An officer was shot this morning on the Lower East Side. Officer was shot in the upper arm in the line of duty while executing a search warrant for a gun. He was transported here to Bellevue Hospital, where Commissioner Tish and I were thankful to hear that he's expected to have a full recovery from his injuries. We want to thank the medical staff for their quick response and handling the officer. We're grateful to his safety, but we're also angry. We're angry because the shooter is a violent, repeated offender with prior gun arrests who was on parole for narcotics use and sales. We're angry that this man is back on our streets, possesses yet another firearm, and ultimately shoot an NYPD officer. Another example, a reminder of the danger the men and women of the NYPD run towards every day. Your injured officer, one of yours, one of New York City's finest, is part of the emergency service unit's finest, was doing what our police officers do every day, searching for bad guys with guns to get them off our streets. And I just visited him and his family, his son and his wife. He's in good spirit and just wants to get back to work. That is his desire. He takes pride and courage to do the job. It takes pride and courage to do the job of running towards danger while others run away.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but he's been double talking. He's been just so like unstable. Yes, I get that you got these cases against you and you're trying to show face right now. Again, this is all he has. He has to do his job and he has to perform well at it. Because think about it. In order to remove him, someone else has to come in and actually pick up from where he's left off. Also deal with the NYPD, deal with everything that's already in play. They might be biting off something bigger that they can actually chew. He's already got the experience in dealing with these particular instances. Yes, he might have issues going on, but at the end of the day, there's nobody that's, more educated on currently what's going on right now than the mayor. They're trying to say that if they do take him out, they're going to replace him with Jumaane Williams, the public advocate that has the little tick with him. You know who I'm talking about, right? No disrespect, Jumaane, but you do have a tick with you. Let's get to the rest of this, y'all. Let's go.
It takes courage to put your life at risk for others, to answer the call for service. And today's investigation could have turned deadly quickly. But thankfully, our injured officer and his colleagues are now safe. And the people of New York City are safer because this violent offender is off our streets. I'll be praying for his quick recovery, and I want to thank him and all of the NYPD officers who place their lives on the line every day. Thanks to our brave officers and committed public servants. Their efforts is allowing our city to continue to be the safest big city in America. At this time, I will turn it over to Police Commissioner Tish.
No, we won't, because we don't rock with that lady. So we're going to take what you said and keep it moving. I'm sorry, but I just do not respect Commissioner Tish, you guys. I don't. She's been putting in, like, she don't know what the hell she's doing. She don't know her ass from the elbow. Yeah, so he's done. He's trying to use whatever situations is going on right now to try to rectify. I don't know if you guys ever seen like The Wire when they tried to go after one of the aldermen, one of the people, and he went and just kept on going hard and got the churches behind him and everything. He tried that play, but a lot of the churches basically don't even want him to come inside of the congregation. Out of 5 churches, I think 2 of them let him come in the day before yesterday, and it was very small. If you guys noticed not interview, but his statements when he was at the church speaking to the crowd, it wasn't even that many people there. He is losing supporters. People inside of government are leaving and they're quitting. Lieutenant mayors, all of them, like 4 of them quit yesterday. So a lot of people don't want to be part of what's going on with Mayor Adams. Serious, another step from Governor Holcomb. She was weighing the removal of him yesterday. And like I said, she had people like, of all people, what are you bringing Sharpton around for to determine if we're going to be keeping our mayor? That is not a good person because he spews rhetoric and crap and nobody really listens to him ever since we found out that he was corrupt and he was taking bribes and wearing wires for the FBI. We don't really respect Al Sharpton, you guys, and everything that I'm saying is true. Straight up and down. We don't respect no Al Sharpton. So yeah, this is what Governor Holcomb is dealing with right now as she weighs her options on what's going to happen with removal of Mayor Adams, y'all.
In the New York Post today, fall from Gracie. So you have Mayor Adams, who's losing 4 deputy mayors today. who are resigning. They said it was hard enough working for an indicted mayor, but now they believe he's compromised because he's allowing Tom Homan to have at it to a degree when it comes to illegal immigrants. And
I don't understand that part. Why are they going so hard against Tom Homan for illegal immigrants and to give them a place on Rikers Island to get rid of these people? We got people setting people on fire in the train, and this is an illegal migrant. And we got people like Tom Homan who's going to come to New York and get rid of people like that and eradicate, take them out of our state. But then you got the Democrats that's fighting back because of they don't want this. It just doesn't make sense. Yes, we get the other part about the indictment, and he's definitely wrong for what he did. But what about the bottom line of getting these criminals out? And why is there so much major pushback on getting criminals and letting them take them out of jail to deport them so that they don't harm anybody else? I don't get it.
And they believe that he's not going to be indicted now and he's going to get away from it rather than looking at this case. So he looks like today, Kathy Hochul, one of the worst governors in the country who never should have been a governor. It's a total mistake. She was brought in by Governor Cuomo to try to seal up Buffalo area, northern part of New York State, and even though he didn't even need it. And
this is what I'm saying, and this was so refreshing for me to hear. It's like more than one person is saying the exact words about Jokel. You don't know your ass from your elbow, and you're weak. No one respects you. You need to kick a rock for a block.
Buffalo area, northern part of New York State, and even though he didn't even need it, and now she's governor. So now she's going to meet in Manhattan today with some higher ups to see about removing a mayor, an elected mayor, for the first time in 235 years.
This is the thing. I don't understand Democrats in New York City. So this is the mayor, this is the governor allow all these liberal DAs to have violent offenders on the street that were murdering people, raping them, assaulting people. She didn't remove any of those DAs.
Right.
But now she wants to remove the mayor for working with the president of the United States to keep the city safe.
Also, I don't know if you guys saw it, but a few months ago, the cops were trying to arrest an illegal migrant. Another one came over there and started kicking them in the head. Two of them other ones started pummeling them. They arrested them and they let them right out of jail. Soft city, because look who we have as our mayor. Sanctuary for real. I mean, governor.
Talk about priorities here.
Right, because, and we had the mayor on our show on Friday, and, you know, her side is talking about there was a quid pro quo going on because the charges of corruption were dropped against him because that way he could cooperate with this Republican administration. And that's why everybody's hair is on fire here in New York City.
He denies that.
Well, yeah, of course he does, because it's against the law. And that's what he said here on the couch. What's interesting about this 10 o'clock meeting that she's having over on the east side in her office here in Manhattan is that one of the people invited is Al Sharpton. And Al Sharpton is blaming the current situation, this is delicious, on Donald Trump.
Oh my gosh. Well, if he is removed, if she removes him, and she has the power to do that, it's never been used before, but she could do it. She would be overturning the will of the voters. And that's a serious, I mean, the voters wanted him to be the mayor. And if he does leave before his term ends, Jumaine Williams would temporarily become the mayor because the election is this November. And you say he's extremely liberal.
He's way to the left. This guy is de Blasio, way to the left of de Blasio of everybody.
Why would he take over?
I guess the public advocate would take over.
Like
I don't know what kind of system New York has. But here's what Kathy Hochul said: I recognize the immense responsibility I hold as governor and the constitutional powers granted to this office. In the 235 years of New York, their powers have never been utilized to remove a duly elected mayor. Overturning the will of voters is a serious step that should not be taken lightly. So you're going to be taking it. By the way, if President Trump, you want that congestion pricing?
Exactly.
You want all this other crap that's going on in New York City? The president wants to get rid of bike lanes. He wants to get rid of congestion pricing. And he's saying, don't do it. He said, Lee Stefanik's going to be delayed till September. She's beginning to pull that back. That was Keem Jeffries' idea. So the President Trump could pick up the phone and say, you get rid of Eric Adams, and the whole hell's going to break loose in your city.
So basically, again, she wants that money for congestive pricing. She's asking for it from Donald Trump. And if you get rid of Eric Adams, who's helping out with the administration, I'd pull the money back too. So she's in a real fickle situation. And anything that got to do with bringing Al Sharpton as a defining point, don't even think about it. He does not speak for us at all.
And at its core, I don't understand why the Democrats hate democracy. I mean, we heard it throughout the presidential race, democracy, democracy. There's an election coming up. Well, if there's any type of corruption, or that you let the voters decide.
And so that's why I think, to that point, Lawrence, it's just a couple of months until he'll probably lose his office anyway. I think today she's going to come out, they're going to condemn him. She's not going to do anything, but it's just this constant drumbeat, for the primary voters. And there aren't that many here in New York City when it rolls around every couple of years. they're going to be reading all this stuff and it's like, oh, we can't reelect that guy. Let's go back to Cuomo. Look for Andrew Cuomo to be the next mayor of New York.
Yeah, because that's going to go so well.
So,
Yeah, yeah. Because again, it's like, again, who do we have to pick from, guys? We have the worst of the worst to pick from. So now we over here like this. It's kind of like those commercials when they're like, hey, if you're tired of having like your headache, take this pill. You know, it might your arm might fall off and you won't be able to urinate anymore, but you won't have a headache. It's kind of like that when we're selecting people in government nowadays. It's like, we go with this person, you get that, but he's going to steal. You go with this person, you get that, but he's racist. You go with this person, you get that, but you have no idea. It's just it's hard to choose from right now. And you and I got to be the ones to be out here like this. Who do we choose from? And then we got all the false information coming in. Got people like this that's saying their own stuff and want you to feel and sway your decisions instead of just like giving us all the information. Because we're grown, we're not children, and you know what we do? We decide. But again, like I said, look who we have to decide from, guys. We don't have that many good people to decide from. And then look who's policing them, making sure that they're doing the right thing. Al Sharpton? I mean, are you kidding me? It's like the blind leading the blind. And that's why my city is now Gotham. And we have all the major players that are playing it out. It's screwed up. Crazy. Roland Sands said, Grand Rising, what up, bro? What's up, my bro? Can't comment. Screw Ukraine. Rock 1 TY83 said, I pick Elon Musk. Roland said, yo, morning, King. What's up, bro? Katzen, Kabugan, what's this Trump visiting Ukraine? He needs to keep his word. When is Trump visiting Ukraine? He needs to keep his word. He need to pull that bread back. Don't give him no bread. Jenny Wren said, you are so intelligent. I just got on. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate you. Could you please subscribe to the channel so that you know we're here? They got good people, but you never know. They good people, but you never know. Who's good people? Oh, you're talking about the people that's crossing that border, going over that wall? I don't know. Rock said, be careful, y'all. Can the AG Pam Bondi step in? On what part? Rocky said, I ain't care, but it was strange. What part you talking about? Rainy Rains, Al Sharpton got that Kamala donation, 500K. Exactly. A lot of them got them donations up to the billion. That's why it's good that she's not the president. Because imagine what she would have did to the real budget if she tears up $1 billion budget and can't get that going on. Imagine what she would have did. We got some more stuff coming up right here because DHS just sent a direct message and they're not playing. So if you get caught coming over the border illegally, you get sent back. If they catch you in a certain state and you're illegal, they sending you back and you can't even try to come back now. They stamping it. Oh, so it's no more, oh, we're going to get locked up, send them over the border, and then they try to come back again, and then we keep on sending them back. No. You can't even try to get legal once you get caught now. DHS has changed the game, y'all. DHS has totally changed the game on what the rules are now when it comes down to illegal border crossing. So we got to really be careful when it comes down to these people, because if they coming over the border, like for what they coming over, they're going to be serious about getting it. Check this out. Real crackdown going on.
Border crossings have seen a dramatic drop under President Trump, but Border Czar Tom Homan says there is more work to be done.
I'm happy with the results so far. I am not satisfied. I will not be satisfied till every gang member, every illegal alien gang member, every illegal alien public safety threat and national security threat is eradicated from this country.
Yuma County Supervisor Jonathan Lyons joins me now. Jonathan, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. So let's compare and contrast here. What changes have taken place in Yuma County from before and after Donald Trump entered office?
First and foremost, the number of seizures are down. People coming across the border. Border Patrol has been able to go back to the border to focus on national security, keeping us safe, going after the cartels, the trafficking. And most importantly for me, one of the things that's most important or critical is that they have been able to focus on trafficking of children.
So before, they was real weak on the Mexico side. You probably didn't hear that good. They were real weak on the Mexico side as far as stopping them from coming over. They were like, whatever, you guys worry about it. But now Donald Trump said, you know what? We're going to knock you with a 25% tariffs if you don't stop them on your side, which means what he's saying right now. Now Border Patrol people have more time to concentrate on the cartels. The Homeland Security got more time to concentrate on actually dealing with stuff that's more severe. Because if you stop them from coming over, you can actually deal with other stuff and not have to concentrate so much on just the wall itself. So yeah, Smart moves that they're doing right now. And these sanctions, I mean, these tariffs, again, do not be scared about tariffs, you guys. Tariffs are negotiation tactics. It's like, hey, I got some chocolate. Give me your graham cracker. Give me your graham cracker. I got some chocolate. Put it together. We good. So negotiation sometimes is like that, or it's made to intimidate. Check this out. If you don't do this, we're going to do that. If you try to send some stuff over here and give us a tariff, we're going to do the same thing on you. If you remove the tariff, then there's no tariff. It's kind of like, playing nice with somebody's ball. No pun intended. And we don't do paws over here. We up to 50 years old. Anybody still doing paws, calling each other bro and all of that? We don't do none of that. And if you're playing in the comments, you got to be careful because there's bots in there, and I'm the meanest mod myself, and I'm the illest troll I got. So be careful. It will go down. Let's get to the rest of this. I want you guys to see some key points that he has to say about what's going on the border, and then we got much more to keep on going with. Do me a favor.
Immediately, they were able to reinstitute the DNA testing, which was discontinued under Biden, and go after 100% prosecution. So we have a Border Patrol that's re-energized. All of the tools in their toolbox are able to be implemented, and they are able to do their job. They are happy and ecstatic at the support that they're receiving from this president.
Yeah, and the DNA testing is, of course, critical to make sure that the adults that are with the children, and they're saying that their parents actually are just that.
So I made this up. I made this up 2 months ago. I said to myself, I said, what if it's possible? I made this up in my head. I said, what if it's possible? Because they're smart. If a male comes across and he gets inside of the country, he gets into a shelter, he only can go to a men's shelter, doesn't get that much assistance, doesn't get that much money. But if he's got a wife, they can go in as a couple. If they've got children, they get money, somewhere to stay, and they don't even got to be on the street because they got the child. So most of them will be where? At the Row Hotel or one of those sanctioned hotels that they give them, right? So what they've been doing is exactly what I said. And I just said to myself, I said, what if they're just walking across the border and they see these kids that's walking by themselves and they say, hey, let me just take this kid and say it's mine so I can get better treatment. Pick that kid up, get with a lady, say, hey, we gonna act like this is our kid. The fantastic part that I just heard about just now and you heard about was the DNA testing, because I guarantee you there are gonna be thousands of children that they find out should not be with some of these people. Like even the ladies on the train. Think about it. If a child is roaming and he's alone, any woman that comes to help him out and give him food, he's gonna be susceptible to going with or being with, right? So you don't even know if those ladies that you're giving that $1 to or that $2 on the train, you don't even know if that's her kid on her back. Yeah, you don't know that. And you already know that she's getting like thousands of dollars on that EBT card. Y'all don't know the game? Thousands of dollars on the EBT card. Can't get the money off of there, but you busted at BJ's buying the candy. Then you go on the train, candy. And you got everybody, oh my God, look at the lady, $2, $2, and $2. And you got the cartels back in their country like, yeah, we know about that. That's why we sent you over there. Send all that back. Yeah, send all that back. So y'all think y'all looking out for them ladies by giving them your money on the train? That money going back to the cartel to take care of their family back in their country. Because if you don't pay, they don't live. Real talk. So keep on having soft hearts and giving up money to kids on the train that's coming in there by themselves. Keep on doing it. Keep on. It's just y'all playing yourself. I won't be doing it. Candy, Bugatti be like this. God bless you. Hope you get out your situation. And I ain't hating, but it is what it is. Why are we funding the cartels? Oh, Bugatti don't know what he's talking about. So how come the cartel is the 5th richest organization in the world? That was 7 episodes ago. We did that. Corporate, number 2, bang, right up under there was cartel. Where they getting their money from? United States of America. Drugs, human trafficking, all sorts of other stuff. Ain't my fault I do the homework. Keep it going.
So yesterday, Jonathan, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem released an ad campaign speaking directly to illegal immigrants in this country and those who are thinking about it as well. Watch this.
If you try to enter illegally, you will be caught. You will be removed, and you will never return. Follow the law, and
that's the part I'm talking about. So now the cartel is telling them something else. Hey, take this, go over the border. I'm gonna give you this, and when you go over there, you're good. They doing it like this. We gonna make a commercial. It's just like dudes in the hood. They told somebody come home from jail. Yo, I was doing this in jail, whatever, whatever. Actually, to some kids, that shit look cool. It looks cool because they like, yo, look, they bigging it up like it's fun. And if that's all you know, you're gonna wind up going through the same situation. Because if nobody's telling you a bigger message and on going over their head to tell y'all, hey, you do that, we got these gold bracelets, we got these silver bracelets for you, and they one size fit all. So we need stuff like this televised so that when they see it in their country, wait a minute, you telling me to go ahead and take this over there. But papi, yo tiene la para commercial, un mujer, y dile, tú tienes la country, tú tienes un problema, para no necesito, para never return. Pero, so what you telling me is not exactly what the ladies say. So what happened? Yeah, we need to get the big message out to let them know, don't even try it. Sit down, eat your slice of pizza and be quiet. Don't even try it. Kick a rock for a block and stay home. Stay where you at.
Try to enter illegally, you will be caught. You will be removed, and you will never return. Follow the law, and you'll find opportunity. If you break it, you'll find consequences.
So some interesting notes on this. This is a multi-million-dollar ad campaign in an attempt to get unlawful migrants to self-deport.
Yep.
So what do you think about that? Will it have that effect?
You know, I've talked to a lot of people who have come here legally. They support this type of messaging. We've seen a surge in registrations for the Republican Party just based upon this messaging. We came here, we did it right, and they support that 100%. This message needs to be delivered directly to the people in all of the foreign countries.
Not only that, but when they see it in the news and they watching watching the news in the United States, it makes them stay in the house. Like, I ain't going out there because I know they're looking for us. And after a while, they're gonna be like, yo, we got to do this right, or keep on coming out like a rat, coming out on certain times, being like this, trying to grab a crumb. No one should actually live like that. And I'm not condoning the way that they live and where they're coming from. What I'm trying to say here on the bottom line is, I want to take care of United States country members, our own first, before we take care of other people. We have been slapping our veterans in the face. We've been slapping our homeless in the face. We've been slapping even single moms in the face. Because think about it. You guys are giving money to people from other countries, millions and billions of dollars to stay in Park Avenue and giving them food stamps and all types of school and all of that. We already got overpopulated schools, right? The classrooms might be like 10 or 15 kids. Now you got all of these other kids coming in from all of these places because our law is that all kids have to go to school or the parents get in trouble. So now you got all of these kids coming into the school, and now the classes are really just like daycare because the teacher can't really teach the children there because she's got to worry about wrangling all these other kids up. And the majority of them don't even speak English. So yes, it's daycare. So again, draining the resources of the United States of America. Stop looking at it like, oh, they need their freedom too. United States is a country where everybody should come to and whatever, whatever. Yeah, but if you do it in the process, it's kind of like when you're doing relay racing. You have the stick, you put it back, and the next person grab it and they can keep moving. You don't just keep on running and running on top of people because the race will never be ran. You'll never finalize it. And it'll just be a shit show at the end of the line. Just a whole bunch of people standing there. Who won? Real talk. What do you guys think about any of the stuff I'm saying? Let's go. Rock on TY83 said, I need that money now. Foley operator said, I'm in Canada. We did some Canada news yesterday. We did Toronto yesterday as well. Shelly Jelly, yep, so true. What else we got? We got Foley operational said, remember all of those who get deported can apply to return to the U.S. in a legal manner, unless they don't legally qualify to and such shouldn't be in the U.S. Foley, 100% right. John Weeder, get your facts straight. Oh, we got a resistor here. Okay, John, I will listen and listen to what you got to say, but let's keep on going. Get me right, John. What do you feel that I said wrong? Because we share information over here and we like clarity. We ain't gonna just go on what I'm saying. We want to be fair over here. So what you got to say? Rock on YT83. All these women hungry, hurting. Robin Moore said, big fact. I got a lot of hundreds over here. A lot of people understand what we're talking about. Good morning, keeping it real. Love your content. Keep America safe and informed. correctly, because mainstream media does not care about us. I know I do. Thank you for subbing, you guys. Double tap that screen so we keep it going. John Weeder said the Netherlands claims New York back. They will be rejoined by the country ranked first of quality of life. Okay, I feel the Spanish, they do me same way. Rock on TY83. That's what they tell me, LMAO. Okay. Okay, let's go again. Let's try to get some new people. What y'all got? What y'all saying up in here? Noah said, you don't. What else we got? We got Noah. And what is it that their family and you are separated families or they adopted them? No, they aren't. So you want their family to die. No, I don't want their family to die. You talking about sending that money back? So you mean we should buy the food, the candy from the kids in the train and the ladies in the train so that they can send that money back to the cartel and keep empowering them? No, we need to shut down the cartel so that they're not doing that back home and that these people don't have to rush to leave their country. Beat up the cartel so that their country can be fruitful so that these people don't even have to leave. Let it be good where they live at. So they can be like, hey, United States is great, but we have some sort of ways to live here as well. But with the cartel beating them down and making them do all types of crazy stuff, they want to leave because they're scared, which is understandable. But once you fix that problem, they should have much more opportunities in their own country. And that's something that they need to deal with. That's like in your own crib. You can't pay your bills. That's your fault because you ain't getting no job. It ain't nobody else next door, the person up the block. You ain't go to work. Bottom line. Can't pour syrup on shit and make it pancakes. It's still shit when you bite into it. So everybody that don't believe what I'm saying, it's all good. But the truth is the truth. Truth is the truth. You can't pour syrup on shit and make it pancakes. Again, I don't know what you guys are thinking right now, but we're going to keep it moving because we got so much more in the clip. We got some astonishing information about Elon Musk and Doge. They found out a lot of money and stuff that's being stolen in the Social Security Department. They breaking up these departments so crazy. They got people running rampant, and the numbers and the amounts of money that they're finding is ridiculous. And all of these fake places that they're putting these money into. They got some crap going on in the rainforest where they're having social activities for people in the Amazon rainforest. Why would people in the Amazon rainforest need social contact information? They said that they really need nets and they worried about malaria. But they got some program going on down there where it's like billions of dollars going in. Why? Because people are being funneled that money. And they keep it quiet because it's internal. A lot of corruption going on, y'all. A lot of corruption that people do not know about. But check this out. More Doge information and people fighting back.
Well, the numbers are just incredible. Liz Peek, let's get into it. Elon Musk posted this graphic on X showing how many people in what age group there are accepting these Social Security checks. It's just pretty incredible that you see ages 110 to 119, 3.6 million.
So this right here is ridiculous. And y'all laughing, you might think it's funny, but I want you to really think about this. Now we got people that's still getting Social Security checks. As we know, SSI. People getting SSI checks that's 120 years old, 130 years old. Who the hell made it to 150? It gets worse, y'all. These ages go all the way up to like 349. I'm going to let this clip play. I want you guys to see this, but I want you to see the wasteful spending that was going on and why they pushing back when stuff like this is getting caught. Why? Why push back when we can save all this money? Do me a favor, you guys, double tap that screen so you can let me know you appreciate the content. We're trying to get up to at least 80. We got 405 people in the building. I'm going to be honest with you. These are crackhead numbers. This number right here, I don't never do this number. And I'm going to really have to ask you guys to double tap that screen. We have rough mornings sometimes, but we're going to have a different kind of rough morning today. Because if we don't get to 80, I ain't clicking that button. There's too many people in here watching this content to only have 27 people show me that they respect the fact that I get up at 3, get right till 4, and that I'm able to press that button at 6 every single day. Them headers take me 3 hours. So y'all up there in the 400s, if y'all can't get me no double taps, y'all already know what to do. But it's been nice. And I really don't care when you leave. because when we start showing the clips again, 200 more will come. So that's how we rock out. You double tap the screen so we can work together, and then I don't stop the videos no more. We just keep rolling. But I need you to double tap the screen. Why? It's disrespectful to have 27 likes, number one. Personally, I feel that way. Number two, do too much work to only have 27 likes. Number three, I can keep on going. Got too many damn people in the building to have 27 likes. Appreciate you guys to double tap the screen. We got so much more in the clip. Let's do it. Let's see where we at right now. Now you're talking. 60 likes. Keep it going. I'm not stopping no more. And I'm not trying to negotiate with you. It's not quid pro quo. Just being fair, and I'm telling you guys the truth. Other people don't say it. Yo, smash the like button, sub or whatever. I tell you why. When you smash the like button, it let other people know that we're here. Then they come. Then you start seeing those comments. Hey, what's going on over here? And it makes the show do better, and it makes us do better. We get better demographics, and we get better numbers. I'll tell you the truth. And since you ain't got no snaps on the coffee, ain't got no bread for a brother, I got to get some kind of money somewhere. So can you let YouTube give me a little bit of snaps on the petrol? Now let's keep on going, you guys. Please, let's get it up to at least 80 likes. And I won't stop the video anymore. But I want you guys to see how far and how long the ages of some of these people that's supposed to be still getting these checks. I mean it when I say 300 years old. Still getting checks from our Social Security. And how many people it is? 1.5 million people are getting ages 150 to 159. There's 1.5 million people getting checks from Social Security, and so on and so forth. And millions of people at those ages. It's still going. Watch this.
Million. If you're 120 to 129, 3.5 million. I mean, last time I checked, Liz, there was no one in America that's 140 years old.
But if there,
it gets, look at this. Now we got all the way up to ages 200. That's 879 people. That's 200 years old. Like Elon Musk said, some of these people, hell, we're getting Social Security checks. That niggas need to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. You get a check for that. More than the SSI check. Real talk.
there is someone 140 years old, Maria, they sure deserve Social Security payments, and I'm all for it. Look
at the last one, y'all. Yeah, come on now. Your boy got some ill content right now. Nobody told nobody about this. I need some comments about this crap because there's nowhere in the world. You and I, yes, you and me, everybody watching this video that's a taxpayer, y'all paying this money. Y'all paying this money. You, Anthony Young, yeah, all right, you paying this money. Oh, you can leave. Bye. I don't like your style. Bye, Anthony. Boop, that quick. Fake news, gotta go. All right, so this, who else was it? We got Mile High City 50. This is all money laundering. Yes, it is, and you're right. Andrew said that has already been debunked, but we kicked him out, so he can go. Let's make sure he gone. Boop, he out of here. What else we got? Foley operation. There's so much good news every day from Doge. There we go. What we got? Bernie. That is code, not 150 O's, damn it. That's code. What are you talking about? That's not code. That's ages right there, Bernie. Bernie, something wrong with you, man. Look, it says age, and then it says how many people are getting the money. Okay, what else you got? Rock on. That's ours. I'll be mad for real. This is a lie. Oh, it is? Okay. John Weeder. Yeah, Elon getting 8 million a day for looking for peanuts. Okay, GD Fox is stupid. That's our money, y'all. Bernie said wrong, but Bernie gone because he didn't know what he was talking about. Okay, check this out. You see this one person right here, the libertards. He says, "Hey, what's going on over here?" That proves exactly what I said, you guys. When we smash that like button and let people know that the content is good, people pop in and say, "What's going on over here?" I want to bring him up to date real quick because he's new. What we finding out right now is what's going on with the Social Security Department and all of the theft that's happening. There's people they're trying to say is up to 200, 349 years old that are still getting checks. And a lot of us know that a lot of this money is what? Laundered money and going to other places, but it's being covered under the Social Security cap, saying that these people are old because nobody's going to go looking into the ages. It's like a computer that keeps on printing checks and sending the stuff out. So that's what's really happening right here, guys. Criminal activities is going on and a lot of fake kickbacks. We got 7 more likes that we need. We got 7 more likes that we need to get to my favorite number, which is 80. 7 more likes, guys. Do me a favor. Let's double tap that screen. I'm going to bring this back a little bit because the numbers are crazy. And I want the people that missed it to see the ages and the payouts, because a lot of people are saying that this is fake information. A lot of people are saying that this has been debunked. It has not. This is all true information, and it's really been paid out. Just because of the simple fact that you do not like somebody like Elon Musk or Donald Trump, and you do not like Fox, you might not like CNN, you might not like MSNBC. Your responsibility is to see the rabbit come out the hole and then pop it. You don't make assumptions. You go and check. Let's see what this person is saying. Let's do some research on it before you come to an assumption or before you come to your bottom line. So instead of beating up the networks and worrying about who's saying what, we steal the information and then we go investigate. So all of you guys that's getting caught up in he said Fox and he's watching this network, you guys are who I'm talking to right now. I need you to understand something. If somebody comes and yell fire, you still should investigate. Don't just say, hey, I don't like that person. He might be lying. You might get burnt up in a fire. You find out if it's a fire, then you deal with him. Common sense. What's wrong with people? No disrespect. It is what it is. But again, let's go again. We got some ages here. From 110 to 119, they're saying that 306 million people are receiving Social Security checks. This is going on throughout all of these ages over here. A lot of people are saying that this information is fake, and I guess you guys might be Democrats and you just don't like the facts. Just don't like facts because again, this has been proven and it's been vetted.
3.6 million. If you're 120 to 129, 3.5 million. I mean, last time I checked, Liz, there was no one in America that's 140 years old.
But if there is someone 140 years old, Maria, they sure deserve Social Security payments, and I'm all for it. Look, there are 2 astonishing things here. Number one, that this sloppiness and the fraud and waste has gone on for so long. Obviously, this is not something that happened overnight. It is incredible to me that people working in our government have had such laziness, such inertia, that they have never even bothered to look at these numbers that apparently are pretty easy to find. Number 2, what's really incredible.
It's crazy. People still believe in it. Y'all just brainwashed. It's crazy. Brainwashed.
Is that anyone is objecting to this because, as Caroline Levitt pointed out, this isn't just about hauling in all those illegal and fraudulent and wasteful payments. It is about making sure that if you're 60 years old, you're going to get Social Security payments from a healthy institution for the next many years. So how can anyone object to this? I have no idea.
Well, I think, Cheryl, the Democrats are objecting to it because they're embarrassed. They've been supposedly stewards of our economy and stewards of our government for how many years, depending on who you're talking about, and this has been happening on their watch.
The agency's been asleep at the wheel, and I think that is where I'm so glad you brought this up, because it's the system. You know, the why did this happen? And actually, Elon Musk did post about it. He said that the logic flow diagram for the Social Security system looks insane. All capital letters, he wrote, Maria. He says no other person actually knows how it works. You need to get forensic accounting. You need to get programmers. You need to get people from Doge, that team. You need to get experts on technology. And
So what you guys think about this major theft that's going on in the Social Security Department? Because that's what I see. I see money being alternated, going to other places, going to politicians, and basically lining people's pockets, and why a lot of people are rich as they are right now. That's how I feel. I don't know what you guys think. That's my personal feeling about it. CJ John said money to the dead people. There was one that was over 300 years old. There you go. Rock on YT83. People get news from Elon. Mary Byers, this just didn't happen under the Democrats. Okay. It must have been going on for years is what you're trying to say. What else we got? Foley Operational said, When any government gets too big, it's a common issue if it's somebody else's problem. Attitudes to become the norm, allowing for this level of corruption, theft to occur unchecked. The one and only, no politician should leave any office a millionaire. There you go. Dustin Stanley says, so if I die at 90, leave my check to my kid or even a gold digger, Trump is trying to eliminate that. Alexa, I think we've been robbed in so many levels. So what you're saying about the money going to your next of kin, Dustin, I think you're right about that. They should be able to get it. But these payments are supposed to be that we're talking about are going directly to the social security accepted the person. They're trying to say that this person is that age, not that it's going to a family member or to someone else, Justin. Okay, sir? There you go. Now we got brother Cameron said, believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and you will be saved. He ain't never lie about that. Fully operational said, amen, Cameron. You ain't never wrong about that. Never wrong about that. We got another situation right now because pushback against Mr. Freeze, pushback against Batman, pushback. Now the people of Gotham, they're all riled up and they pushing back. They got words for Elon, they got words for Trump, and they're not holding back. So we got a lot of people out here that are basically fighting back. And they went to the Capitol with it. On the hundreds gathered near U.S. Capitol as part of No Kings on President's Day.
Now, people are gathering around the United States Capitol, protesting against President Donald Trump's push to downsize the federal workforce. The No Kings on President's Day rally is one of many across the country today. Rafael Sanchez Cruz is there speaking with those who have already lost their jobs and others who fear they might be next. Rafa, we saw people gathering around noon today when we saw you earlier.
Yeah, that's right, Simone. That crowd has since dwindled down to just a couple dozen people walking around this area. But here on Capitol Hill, protesters took aim at President Donald Trump and the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk. But they held this rally here outside of the U.S. Capitol to also send a message to members of Congress. They're telling them to step in to help save federal workers from getting the pink slip.
Charles, who asked we only use his first name, is a father, husband, and disabled veteran. He says he never thought he would find himself in the situation he is now.
Basically, I got fired because OPM coded me incorrectly in an algorithm.
Charles was not a probationary employee, meaning working for the federal government for 2 years or less. Up until Friday, he worked for the Department of Veteran Affairs for 10 years. Then he was cut from the agency.
DOJ is basically calling the shots and not the VA.
I just woke up on Friday, locked out of all of my systems, and found out that I had been illegally fired.
Grant, who also didn't want us to give his last name, says that despite being a high performer with positive reviews, he also got fired. He used to work for the Department of Energy.
Basically, in the letter, it just said it would be in the public interest to terminate your service.
Both former federal employees found themselves Monday afternoon protesting at the No Kings on President's Day rally. Both joined hundreds of others near the U.S. Capitol. Their message? Opposition to the Trump administration's efforts to downsize the federal government in the name of cost savings.
No, they did say that they were going to do this. He did run on the fact that he said he was going to cut government spending, going to get rid of a lot of people that weren't really pulling their weight, and a lot of departments that were oversized. And from what Elon Musk said, ever since the United States have become a country, there's been 450 other companies that have been made inside of the institution as far as to support. Even though it seems like a lot of companies, to me, it seems like it may be companies to keep certain systems in order. Even though they may not be ran efficiently, those companies still may need to be in play in order to run certain things. Welfare, health, things of that nature. They go 3 companies right there that need to be in place in order to help the country run. So in that aspect, it's a little iffy. Don't really agree with them on that part. And also when it comes down to not really vetting and making sure if some of these people are probationary. Sad part about it is 9 times out of 10, and what they're saying is the president does have the right to fire federal workers. And just like my boss, if I get fired, Sometimes they can just say, you know, your performance wasn't as good as we wanted it to. There's not too much that we can do when it comes down to firing. It's really hard to defend. And again, once someone tries to fire you, why would you want to go back and try to fight for your job back? Because then the sentiment and the feeling around the position is no longer comfortable anymore. So there's a lot to be said with that. What do you guys feel about this topic right here? ADG founder said 90% of the people there complaining probably didn't even do jack and or now they have complained because they have to get a real job and doing real work. I feel the same way that you're saying, ADG. Just didn't want to say it. Just didn't want to say it. Rainy Rains. I feel bad, but government contractors get fired and laid off all the time. Federal workers used to be the safe jobs. That's right. Yeah, because you're saying what they always used to say, if you work for public, whatever, you ain't got to worry about getting fired. That's why when they say people go, or the postal workers go postal, I mean, they're so comfortable in those positions. What do they call those positions? That you have to go through a lot. Civil service workers. There you go. Civil service workers. They're like, yo, once you get a civil service job, you can forget about it. You were in there for 30 years. You can't even do nothing to get fired, which has been the sentiment. So I know you guys are right about when you're saying that. Ike Martin said Eddie Murphy tried to tell us in Distinguished Gentlemen years ago. And we got Acts 19:15 that said, join the club. Plenty of us regular folk lost our jobs. Anthony Warren said, milking their jobs and now they're paying the price. Yep. Because these are probably a lot of these people that were doing what, you guys? Working from home. Think about it, because they were given the ability to work from home.
I don't know anyone who doesn't believe in reform, whether it's international development, whether it's civil service, whether it's government. But the way it's being done is chaotic and it's cruel.
Elon Musk has got to go! Protesters questioned the legality of the cuts being made by the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, run by tech billionaire Elon Musk.
I teach a class and I have a lot of students with IEPs, so special education students, and the funding for that relies on the Department of Education.
Sydney says she's concerned about what a possible elimination of the U.S. Department of Education could mean for her students, and she's not alone.
Where all of us need to understand, it might not be happening to you now, it might not be impacting you now, you might not be a migrant, an immigrant, but it's coming to you next.
Okay, guys, I let them get their point out. I let them say what they had to say. See, we're not biased over here. We let everybody say what they got to say. We get this information out. So that's a really sensitive topic because you're talking about people's jobs, welfare, and being able to take care of their family. So can't really go with that. You know, if you haven't been working and they caught you out there, they see your department has probably not been efficient. Elon is that type of person. And you know how Elon is. I watched this guy. I've seen him, fire different people. What was that other guy, Don Lemon, that was on X? Got rid of him quick, just right after the interview. That's it. You got it. Nope. And the only reason I'm actually here is because you're on X. He's a really hard boss to work for. I got to be honest with you. People like that are the reason why I got my own business. Real talk. I wouldn't want to work for Elon. That's just personal between me and you, because we'll have an argument. We might wind up fighting. You're gonna have to pull out your security with me. Me and you might get it in, because he got a real slick way that he like to be. I'm not kissing nobody, but I respect his work and his efforts and the fact that he made a lot of money. But sometimes a lot of people can, kind of be drunk with power and they just worry about efficiency all the time. Also, on a side note, I don't know if you guys know it, but he has an office at Mar-a-Lago. He actually sleeps on the floor in there and takes meetings the next day instead of like flying back other places. So instead of him like going to a hotel, he sleeps in his office. So I gotta say he's very dedicated to what he's doing. He's the richest man in the world. It doesn't really need our money. So I always wonder about everybody saying stuff about our social security numbers and our sensitive information. But you can't trust certain people all of the time. And again, I always tell you guys, like I got it from Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. So sometimes when you're given so much power, the power will overtake you and you might wind up doing some stuff that you wouldn't normally do. So yeah, but I want you to see this situation right here with these three men with these assault rifles who robbed the armored truck in Memphis ATM. And I'm talking about these with some big assault rifles. The armored truck driver that got robbed, it seemed like he might be getting fired. Right along with these people that just got fired, I think this guy that's driving this truck got fired too. his answers were really kind of crazy. And he even offered his own address. Like, you want to know where I live at? Check this out, y'all. This is kind of crazy. Watch this.
We had a bold armed robbery of an armored truck crew Friday morning. Happened on Mitchell Road in Whitehaven. Look at those guys with those guns. Fox 13's Jeremy Pierre joining us live where this happened. And JP, this was bold, played out right there in broad daylight.
Yeah, broad daylight. As traffic drove down south.
And it's like, now y'all done surpassed everyone. There's so many things about the fact that you helped me with equipment financing.
Third and Mitchell. Cars were moving all over the place. And let me tell you, it all took place right here at the First Horizon ATMs right here as a armored truck and an armored truck guard loaded the ATM. You can see right here in this very nerve-wracking video. You can only imagine how that armored truck guardsman felt. Now, this morning, Memphis police say all three of those masked men with rifles drove off in a white Nissan Altima. According to
those look like military assault weapons. You see how big the hole is on that pipe? Yo, y'all see that? I would have fell back like, yo, y'all could take all that. Y'all could take everything. Jenny Wren said, thought the reporter was the truck driver. Nah. Yo, check this out. Okay, Lynette said, Brittany Fisher, permit, driver's license, 3 lots of vehicles, registration, boat license. Okay, cool. Congratulations, y'all, with all that. I look at Elon the same way I used to POTUS Trump. Men who have everything except the absolute knowledge of the U.S. will be able to endure financially as the country and endure financially as a country and doing all they can to change that. Guys have really got a lot to say about these topics. Cal says that's the true reality that's going on. The fact that stands is none of us is speaking to the truth. They are doing most of these policies that cause chaos and separation. You're right about that. I want to know if you guys see the nozzle on this weapon this guy's carrying. I can't say certain words, but look at these hammers they got.
you can see right here in this very nerve-wracking video. You can only imagine how that armored truck guardsman felt. Now, this morning, Memphis police say all three of those masked men with rifles drove off in a white Nissan Altima. According to police, the men took a large amount of cash. You can see them taking those large black boxes. That's what the cash is. Investigators did manage to find the Altima shortly after the robbery. We did some digging and learned Friday's robbery is one of 2 from last week. The Memphis Police Department actually investigated in this area. Now, there are several businesses on this lot. We're right next door to the old historic Crystal Palace. For those of you who are not familiar with this area, but let me tell you, this is very scary stuff right here because, again, you see them with those long rifles, broad daylight. Of course, right now we're working to gather information as to where Memphis police are in this investigation. However, if you have
crazy, y'all. I know one thing. That's a really dangerous job to have, and luckily, they didn't pow him because normally, it could have went bad, and luckily he didn't get pow. We got another situation where there's enough D-rugs that were found that could potentially kill over 250,000 people, the deputies say. Let's keep these stories going, y'all, because in these areas, a lot of this information is not getting out and people don't know what's going on. So check this out right here.
It was a one-stop shop for cocaine, meth, and fentanyl, and now it's being called one of the biggest drug busts in Hernando County's history. Tonight, authorities say they have shut down the operation that was running out of an apartment complex in Brooksville. News Channel 8's Nicole Rogers has the latest.
This wasn't just any drug bust. The sheriff says they seized enough drugs to kill 250,000 people. That's more people than there are in all of Hernando County. But the sheriff says it wasn't an easy get and took months of investigating. Sheriff Al Neenhai says the 8-month-long investigation began with a handful of overdose deaths in May of last year. Word on the street was there was one supplier for these drugs, and they were being sold out of Freedom Gardens apartment complex in South Brooksville.
Investigators were watching the premises and saw a hand-to-hand
drug deal between the individual that lived there and a gentleman named Howard Blunt.
Nienhuis says detectives followed Blount and caught him with 40 grams of fentanyl. The sheriff explained because Blount knew he was in trouble, he agreed to help in their investigation and led detectives to 46-year-old Desnick Williams.
Now that's what you call a snitch. Real talk. That, just so you guys know, I'm not condoning or saying anything positive or negative about it, but when you are the one that's committing a crime and you are okay with the person that's doing the crime, and then you get caught and you tell, that's a snitch. That's the definition of a snitch.
Nienhuis says investigators quickly got a search warrant and found 400 grams of cocaine, just over a pound of methamphetamine, 400 grams of fentanyl, and over $125,000 in cash at Williams' apartment. But deputies say another shocking factor was the tool they found that was used to press down the drugs.
That's not something that we see normally in our street narcotic sales. That's something that normally either cartels or bigger organizations are using to make sure that their narcotics are pressed down and easy to either conceal or travel with. So,
well, if you do the math, it makes sense. If they have over $250,000 worth of drugs, and they got caught with so much, like you guys said, could kill all of those people, they actually need that machine in order to make their own stuff going on. Unless they're trying to say they're affiliated with the cartel, which is what they could be implementing here, implying.
So that's not something normal that we see on a regular.
Assistant State Attorney Rob Lewis says one of his main focuses moving forward is making sure drug money isn't used to post bond. Lewis says in order to stop that, he filed what's called a Nebbia motion Wednesday morning.
What a Nebbia motion does is that puts the burden on the defendant that if they are in a position to post bond on any of these, they have to present evidence to the court that there is a legitimate paper trail, money trail source of these funds.
And back to how this whole investigation started, deputies say they don't quite have enough evidence to connect Williams with those overdose deaths that started this whole investigation, but they say they're continuously working to get justice for those families.
At least they got the drugs off the street, and hopefully not that nobody else will pass because of these criminals that's selling these drugs out here. It's pretty weird because a lot of times back in the day, they would want to go to the places that the ODs were happening because they would say, hey, that's where the good shit is at. Ain't that crazy? They would say that's where the good shit is at because people are actually passing. That just gives you the idea of where people's minds are that get caught up in using drugs. It's crazy. What you guys have to say about this topic right here? Chinese PSYOP. That was nope. Foley, we the West must get back to right and wrong, being right and wrong. Yes, Betty Lynn said good, they won't get out. John said, oh yeah, they won't get out because they don't got no money, right, Betty? They won't be able to get out because they don't got that money to get them out. Compression machine. Ike Martin said it's called the compression machine. I think it makes pills. The one and only. They press it for travel. It comes pressed for travel. Oh, you talking about like they packaging it and they press it so that it's not so bulky. They can press it and put it in different places. I got what y'all saying. Now we get what they saying. The one and only is saying that they press it for travel. It comes pressed for travel. And then they break it up wherever they go. Okay, I got you, bro. What else we got? We got Savvy Stick said both should do minimum of 15 years. Savvy, you're right. You're totally right because that's some real serious drugs right there. Robin Moore, I know 18-year-olds that have several of these guns. Damn. Mary L said, John, that's crazy. You know how many people that got them guns, man? John Warren said, now you talking to somebody else, John. Foley said, I think they bore look bigger due to the pinhole camera angle. I think the bore looked bigger. The hole, I get what you're saying, because of the camera angle. But that still look like a big old 50 cal or something, bro. Foley, that still look like a 50 cal or something, bro. Do me a favor, you guys, if y'all appreciate the content, we got much more coming. Y'all gonna really like this next clip, because y'all ain't gonna believe this. Double tap the screen, because I got a question for y'all. Double tap, let's get them likes up. If you guys appreciate the content, please double tap and keep those likes going and let everybody know what we're doing over here. Right now, I got a story that is kind of crazy. Not kind of, but it's something that I always felt. I could have always got a job as a correctional officer or worked in a prison or been somebody that worked like that, right? But my thing was saying to myself, it seems like as a correctional officer, you're locked up for 8 hours a day. And if you're doing overtime, you locked up for 16 hours a day. So you might be getting paid more as a correctional officer, but to me, it's just like you being in jail. You still got to go through all of those bars and all of those things to get out. You can't just, like if you got a regular job, you can walk out the back door and smoke a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? I need 5 minutes. You can't do that as a correctional officer because you got to go through this gate, this tier, that door. This person got to let you out. So that right there to me, and I don't like jail at all, like not even to go visit, period. To me, to be working at a jail, 8 hours is jail time. 16 hours is jail time. Can you imagine if your boss tell you got to work 24 hours at the jail? And if you don't, as a correctional officer, you're going to get fired. Correctional officers upstate New York, they tired of it. 24-hour mandatory hour shifts? Mandatory? Might as well say you're arresting me. Might as well say I'm in jail because you're telling me I got to be in prison for 24 hours? Even though I'm getting paid, I'm good. Never a job that I wanted. Check this out, guys, because there's a bunch of correctional officers now in New York. They striking because they tired of this treatment.
Officers from multiple state prisons taking part in an unsanctioned strike.
All right, they're protesting long hours and unsafe working conditions. Fox 5's Lisa Evers joins us now in studio with details. And Lisa, this is having a huge impact on operations, obviously, at these prisons.
Yes, it is, Steve and Natasha. There are no visits going on at some New York State prisons today. That's because hundreds of state corrections officers at more than 5 prisons have gone on a wildcat strike. They say state officials have ignored the repeated complaints about chronic understaffing and lax security regulations that put both officers and inmates in danger with no relief in sight. The Collins and Elmira correctional facilities in upstate New York were the first 2 prisons where corrections officers walked off the job and onto a picket line in the bitter cold. A key issue, mandatory 24-hour and 48-hour shifts, and sometimes 72 hours without sleep or going home.
This is something that's been going on for a long period.
So how you gonna be efficient or effective as a correctional officer when you don't get no sleep and you can't go home? What are they really trying to tell you? You really can go to sleep at work, but in reality, you're not supposed to. Because what if you go to sleep and you wake up to, real talk. So how you being efficient or effective at your job if you're being forced to do that much work? I used to be a super. I had people worked up under me. I had snow days and stuff like that. Yo, you work 2 days hard. Yo, you got to take a day off, bro, because I don't want to overwork you. I don't want you to get stressed out. You might even quit. You don't do stuff like that to people. You never overwork people like that. And they're not even going to be able to perform at the level that you need them to.
Period of time. It's getting worse and not better. The number of resignations has skyrocketed, and the amount of people that have retired has also skyrocketed.
We reached out to the New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision, also known as DOCS, and got this response. The job actions initiated by some rogue NYS COPBA members at Collins and Elmira correctional facilities this morning are illegal and unlawful. We are committed to engaging the union in order to return staff to work and resume normal operations at the 2 facilities.
So they're trying to handle it internally, and they're talking about going to the union and have the union pull them people off the line. Because from what we're seeing right here, this is not a union sanctioned strike. We got somebody said, Betty Lynn, was that you that said your ex was a ex-correctional officer? Who said that? Who said that? John said we are all blaming Trump for this. No, we're not. This is something totally different. We're talking about correctional officers upstate. Don't do that, Jason, because I'm going to get you out of here. Jason, I'm going to tell you right now, this story right here has nothing to do with Donald Trump. This is another story that we do on the bottom line. We do more than one story. This story here is separate from Donald Trump. It has to do with correctional officers in Elmira and upstate New York. Nothing to do with Donald Trump. We watching you, Jason. CC, keeping it real. That's happening now in Detroit, Wayne County jails with my husband. See? Holidays and weekends. I was a correctional officer at SFRC, and the inmate saw what was going on and escaped. Yep, because they pay attention. Their job, they'll tell you as a criminal. Tell me if I'm wrong. You said you was a correctional officer, right? They'll tell you as a correctional officer, your job is to catch me. My job is to be a criminal, especially if they're dedicated to being a criminal. They tell you straight up and down, your job is to catch me. The one and only said lots of prisons have little lofts, buildings where the COs can sleep there and go back to work. This is kind of a common from my understanding. I could be mistaken, but I've seen a few that have these. Cool Beans Network. I hope this turns out to be the best for the whole country, but unions should go away. It has been corrupted. If from what you're saying, if this goes right back to those guys going back to work with nothing happening, I think you might be right about the unions being corrupted because they're not helping their workers. Andrew McGrew said, do other states or will other states implement this policy? I work security, but I was looking into corrections. Now I'm concerned. And Good Bean said, network, there needs to be reform for sure.
And as the own statistics show, that if you're working 24 hours, it's similar to a DWI as far as how the effect is on the body, and that you just cannot operate that. That's not safe for anyone.
And we got to bring up the one comment that an individual said here. He was working at a correctional facility, and the inmates paid attention to that, and they escaped because you're not performing at top peak when you tired. You walking around sluggish. They see, they go, yo, this nigga here tired. He been up for like 3 or 4 days. Meanwhile, they get to sleep every night. Every night. So it's like a game to them. They just watching you as you get tireder and tireder. And they're gonna just boom, let's get them now. Let's strike now.
And whether it's voluntary overtime or mandated, the majority is mandated overtime. That's just not healthy.
Within hours, corrections officers from Bear Hill, Franklin, and upstate prisons joined the strike, which is not sanctioned by the government-affiliated union. The officers' safety concerns are supported by our own review of DOC statistics. We found that assaults on prison staff more than doubled in 5 years from 2019 to 2024. Assaults on inmates tripled in the same period. Current regulations allow the mandatory overtime if it's a crisis. And that's the problem, says former corrections lieutenant and union official Vinny Blasio.
You can't call it a staffing crisis when this situation has been going on for years. We're in the betterment of 3 years.
Now, the striking officers say they also need a review of security procedures for visitors and inmates to reduce the growing threat of fentanyl overdoses behind bars. The last time state corrections officers went on strike was in 1979. Steve.
And this is an unsanctioned, meaning that the unions are not with them. So again, the person in the comments that said unions are corrupt, you might be like really spot on when it comes down to this, man. And then when you're thinking about corrections, they try to keep, that's a whole separate world. You don't really know what's going on in a prison unless you're getting the information from a prisoner or maybe somebody that you know that's in there. It's a whole different world. How would we know what's going on in there? And that's why they're able to do certain things. It's a whole different timeline. These guys are 24 hours. And like one of the guys here said that that's common practice for them to sleep on like little lofts and stuff like that while they're there. And that's probably why a lot of these correctional officers live in the town that the jail is in, or like in Elmira, they call it a jail town, meaning most of the people that live there, they work in the jail. So me personally, I'm good, not interested in working in no jail. I don't want to be locked up for no certain amount of hours. To people that do it, we appreciate you guys for your service, because for you to be able to do that, you must be a very strong-witted person, because mentally, it's a challenge. I mean, like going behind bars every day is different for me. So, John Weeder, do you have an alternative for unions? Foley said, amen. All right, y'all. All right, let's keep it going. Now, here goes some people that might need to get those silver bracelets. Silver belly bracelets. Silver bracelets. What do you guys think about lottery? Do you guys play lottery? Scratch offs? Do you play, we have New York lottery out here. Then they got the Powerball where you make all the money off of that, could retire for the rest of your days. Anybody here play scratch offs or lottery? Well, guess what? You got to be careful, because there's a lawsuit right now that's accusing Texas Lottery of fraud and manipulating the lottery outcome. You might have won, but Texas said, you know what? We ain't trying to pay that out. And they've been doing so much stuff to stall people out, to not pay them, and corruption where I don't even know if they've probably been changing the numbers. I want you guys to know about this. If anybody in Texas plays the lottery, this is what they were doing. If you guys have any situations that you might have thought you won or something happened where all of a sudden you lost and something like just didn't feel right, they got a lawsuit right now in Texas over this right now. And I want you guys to see what's going on here.
At the Capitol this week, where state lawmakers accused lottery leaders of enabling illegal activity, turning a blind eye to money laundering, and letting minors and out-of-state players participate in the Texas lottery system. KVU's Daniel Barreau has been digging into this lawsuit and joins us in the studio tonight to break it all down. How, Daniel?
Good evening. The lawsuit is centered around an April 2023 $95 million jackpot. An investigation by the Houston Chronicle uncovered a group of investors gamed the system by purchasing a lot of tickets in bulk to essentially get nearly every possible number combination. The class action lawsuit was filed last week in Harris County by Don Nettles, who is the founder of lottery watchdog website LottoReport.com. It names former lottery commissioner Gary Grief, Lottery.com, Rook, Texas, and also IRS Solutions as defendants.
Is buying $25 million of $1 tickets a sign of money laundering?
I can't answer that question.
Wow.
Flashes of anger in a committee hearing as state lawmakers accuse the Texas Lottery of allowing jackpots to be used as vehicles for money laundering.
This is a huge operation of trying to wash bad money and bring it through lottery commissions so that it is cleared effectively.
A newly filed lawsuit accuses former Commissioner Gary Grief of running a fraud scheme with Lottery.com and its executives. Attorney Manfred Sternberg says it started in 2017 when Grief went to convince them to relocate to Austin. He says they printed illegal lottery tickets.
Are you looking to start your own business? Well, look no further than busy.com. Right now, we'll complete your
tickets using fraudulently issued lottery terminals.
My client believes this criminal activity went on to commit the felonious act of selling Texas lottery tickets out of state hundreds of thousands of times from 2019 to 2022.
The lawsuit says the group manipulated the Texas lottery system to fraudulently win the April 2023 jackpot, resulting in a $57.5 million payout. A founder of Lottery.com, Ryan Dickerson, had 142 winning tickets in 3 years, including 2 back-to-back $50,000 Powerball wins in 2020 and 2021.
They needed all those machines in 3 pallets of paper to be delivered by the operator of the lottery to a nondescript little building. And then they won. Go figure.
Texas lottery terminals are supposed to be available at brick and mortar stores open to the public. With lottery leaders at the Capitol to talk about their budget requests on Wednesday, state lawmakers pounced.
This is 99% probability of money laundering. True?
I couldn't commit on that.
Well, you need to be able to commit because you need to be able to say what are the obvious signs.
Executive Director Ryan Mindell says they've changed their policies to limit how many tickets a terminal puts out.
With the terminal limitations that I put in place, we believe that those guardrails are holding.
Don Nettles, co-founder of lottery watchdog website LottoReport.com, filed a class action lawsuit.
I pray to God you'll do something because we have a crooked lottery and unfair games of chance.
Some senators now calling for the Texas Rangers or the Attorney General's office to investigate.
He should not be out. Just resign, retired, and join his retirement. And we've got an agency that's in disarray that has broken the public's trust.
Lottery.com cleaned house in the summer of 2022, and no current officer of the company was in an executive role during the time that any of these alleged events took place.
Of course, they already made $57 million off that lottery that they won, and Lord knows how many other ones they won because you guys sent the machine to a whole different nondescript location. So they was in there just buying mad tickets because they got the bread. $125,000 worth of tickets on this lottery. You got the better chance of winning, and they won $57 million. So they just kept on doing it until they got caught. Crazy, y'all, crazy. Now that right there seems like inside corruption to me. Seems like a real big sort of corruption right there. It's lottery. Not going to really get into it because I don't play the lottery anymore. My step pop do be out there talking about what's the number going to be? What y'all think the number is for tomorrow? Go around and get me 2 of them take 5s. I'll go buy the ticket, but I'm not playing. Let them do that. That's what they do. But I don't want him getting robbed either. So definitely want to make sure y'all being careful in Texas because they're getting busy. Even the lottery people. Again, remember you guys, we always say it, with great power comes great responsibility because that's a lot of power right there to run the lottery, and then the responsibility is to do what? Run it fair and clean for everybody. We got another situation where the educational department, they're nervous right now because they don't want to lose their funding. Why? Because last administration was so okay with DEI inclusion, with them books about stuff that we don't want our kids to read, with going into the girls' bathrooms as a man with the tranny thing. And then they got the males in sports. So all of the schools now under the federal new laws, if you have any of that stuff in your schools, you get no more federal funding. So schools are going crazy right now to try to get all of that out of the schools, which is a thumbs up to me, because school, your children are in school almost the same amount of time that they're home. So the influence that they get from those teachers is very important. It's going to be part of their lives and how they carry themselves. That's how a lot of times when your kids come home and they teach and they show you something and you learn something from them, you get to really realize how much time that they spend in school, how much they're learning, and how effective school is. So what we don't want to do is have a negative effect on children. And that's what it seems like could be the situation now with all of this DEI and inclusion crap that I am not for. I'm not for the gay books. I'm not for teaching kids stuff about private parts and stuff like that. That has nothing to do with DEI. That right there is sexual preference. And it should be criminal, to be honest with you. I would bring it up as a criminal charge.
Schools from kindergarten to college are beginning to scrub their websites and change programming in response to President Trump's policies against diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. The president signing executive orders banning diversity practices across the federal government and educational institutions. Many private companies also reversing course on their DEI-related programs. Mills is here with more on this one. Mills, the Department of Education moving forward with the president's executive orders on this one. What's the latest?
Right, they are, and many states are confused about what exactly they need to get rid of. Schools and colleges scrambling this morning to meet an order from the White House after the Department of Education sent a Dear Colleague letter Friday night telling them that they must eliminate DEI programs or risk losing funding.
Thumbs up.
In that letter, the department's Civil Rights Division says that they will no longer tolerate the, quote, overt and covert racial discrimination that has become widespread in this nation's institutions. The letter specifically names white and
So this is kind of throwing me off, because they're saying that the department will no longer tolerate the overt and covert racial discrimination that has become widespread in the nation's educational institutions. I'm going to give my opinion about this. I don't understand the part that says racial discrimination. I don't understand that, because racial discrimination to me seems like it has something to do with black, white, whatever race you are. I look at the discrimination personally as sexual preference discrimination. I look at it as forcing your sexual being on these children. That's the discrimination I see in this. I don't know about what you guys see.
and Asian students as victims of discrimination, though some leaders in higher education say that's far from what's happening.
This is a serious misunderstanding of DEI. Many people presume it to be about giving unearned, unfair advantages to particular groups. For the record, white women have been the single largest beneficiary of the nation's longest standing DEI policy, and that was affirmative action.
12 states have already passed laws that call for an end to DEI efforts. Another 12 have measures on the table, but the remaining states without laws on the book are all trying to figure out how to comply with this new federal policy. The University of St. Thomas in Minnesota, for example, lost a $6.8 million federal grant because the Trump administration deemed it was related to DEI. The grant provided scholarships for grad students pursuing a teaching license. University President Rob Vischer says the majority of scholarship recipients were white.
It was not a DEI initiative in terms of anyone getting a preference. The components that were going to further diversity were really making sure that our students were prepared to be effective teachers, no matter what cultural background their students came from.
What do you mean when you say prepared? What were you training them? Were you training them to honor and, okay DEI or trans or whatever like that? Because in that sense, if it had been that, that's probably the reason why the funding was cut. But I'm not trying to say that's the reason. I'm just saying it's a possibility, guys. I don't know what you guys think about this.
And Fisher says they're exploring options to get the funding back because he says this cancellation doesn't further the priorities of the new administration amid a nationwide teacher shortage.
Yeah, I know schools are trying to figure out, okay, how do we move forward? Parents are also wondering what this means for their kids moving forward. How big of an effect will this have on public K through 12 schools and colleges too?
Right. Well, I was digging into the data last night about how much these school districts get funding from the state, local, and federal government. Universities have a financial net with student tuition, but they still receive billions from the Department of Education for scholarship, research, and loans. On the K through 12 side, schools actually get most of their funding from state and local government through taxes.
State and local, right? That's sad because that means that on the state and local side, the federal government doesn't have as much power because the most of the money comes in from the state. So if you have like a sanctuary state and city that's championing this crazy whatever stuff, the bathroom and stuff, they may have a less of a wherewithal to take away these programs because their money is coming from the state and the city. But if the money's alternating and they need some of that funding to come from the Fed, they may consider getting rid of these DEI and inclusion programs. But if you look at it like this, I don't need your money, I'm not going to change the program. That's what I'm basically trying to say. And state and Fed is different. So state and federal funding is different. State funding comes from the state. Federal funding comes from the Fed, from the federal government.
The federal government provides about 11% of funding for public K through 12 education, and it gives more money to Title I schools, where a large percent of students come from low-income families. So schools in poorer communities have more to lose if they don't get rid of DEI initiatives.
That's actually good because that seems as if that was the children that they were preying on with these DEI initiatives. So on the other end of it, it's actually a plus. Don't try to put that crap with the less privileged kids and have them having a harder time and messing up their mind and not giving them the opportunity to learn what their body's about, to learn what sexual experience is about before they can go out there and experience that. We do not give children licenses. We don't give them certain responsibilities because their brains are not developed enough to understand that. So my question has always been, how could it be possible for them to not get a license or get their high school diploma when they're at this age, but you want to introduce certain sexual things to them that they can't even understand because a lot of them don't even understand their bodies. So that has always been a real tiff for me to really try to get over. What do you guys think about that? Kids need to learn anatomy, not sexual preference. There you go. There you go. Cool Beans Network said, amen for that. Griffin Thomas said, it does when they are teaching kids how to transition. Damn, see? Spectron HXD, I hope they don't shut you up. Nah, they ain't gonna shut me up. They ain't gonna shut me up. And let me ask you something, Mr. Good Citizen. Are you throwing me an alley-oop right now? Because that means this. That means you see somebody that's doing something negative and you throwing me the alley-oop so I can press the button to get rid of them. And this is a warning to that person. I'm giving them a chance to fall back and stop doing what they're doing. Because NV right now is telling me that somebody's acting up. And I don't want to get nobody out here. Let's just keep it going, y'all. Let's go. Spectro HXD, I hope they don't shut you up. They ain't shutting me up, bro. Envy, this has nothing to do with sexual. Marielle, DEI is teaching children that they are less than and will never succeed without handouts. Disgusting. Andre Robinson said, well said. Matt, you are absolutely correct. Thank you. Envy, this is to do with no funding schools. What are you going on about? We're going on about the funding being taken away because, the funding possibly being taken away if they don't change their DEI initiatives. That's what we're talking about right now, NV. Larry Scar, teaching kids people exist. Spectral HDX said, real Juicy Smollett said, you are a good man. God bless. God bless you too. God bless you too. God bless you. Yeah. let's gonna get the rest of this story because we got to get it out. Make sure we got all of it, y'all. Let's get all of it.
Markey, when President Trump signed an executive order aimed at ending DEI policies in the public and private sectors, higher education groups filed a lawsuit saying that the order violates the Constitution. So this directive is likely to also face legal challenges.
Yeah, we'll see where all of this.
Well, he got the Supreme Court now, so if it goes that high, it's gonna be okay. And also, anything that they need to make it like this: anything that has to do with DEI, that has to do with gender, gay, and all of that stuff, automatically need to be just thrown out. We need to get out of this sexual preference stuff with our babies and stop letting them. We don't want them learning none of this crap. Don't give them none of them books because these are our babies. These are our angels. They're innocent. And I'm telling you, a lot of parents, they ain't having it about their kids, man. I'm telling you. I saw this one father went to the bathroom and was like, I'm going to this bathroom with you because he didn't want to send his daughter in the bathroom. As soon as he sent her in there, who pops out of the stall? A transformer. And he's like, yo, get out of here. No, I can be in here, whatever. Almost caught it. That's the way I look at it. Men's bathroom, women's bathroom. All of that inclusion stuff and making it so a grown man with a wig on can go in the bathroom with a kid. Yo, come on out the bathroom. No, I ain't coming out. Okay, cool, I'm coming in. Tell the little baby to go on out. Hey, go on outside, baby. Yeah, you have a good day. You finished? Okay, go ahead. Now him, boop, bap, boop, bap, boop, bap. Tighten him up. He ain't gonna never want to go in another kid's bathroom again. I bet you he go in the men's bathroom then. Tighten him up every time. Every time. Boop, bap, boop, bap, boop, bap. Oh my God, what are you doing? Yeah, stay out the kid's bathroom. Yeah, go ahead, give me the bracelets. Let me go. I'll take the assault. Yeah, call me whatever. But I don't understand why it's okay for a man. Like I told y'all yesterday, I don't play that game that y'all playing. I don't do the she, he, him, their, whatever. When I see a transformer, what's up, my G? What's up, homeboy? What's up? How you doing, B? Yo, what my nigga, you crazy, bro. Yes. What you gonna do? What you gonna do about it? Yeah, what you gonna do? Oh, he's calling me the wrong thing. No, I'm not. You're a man, and that's what I'm calling you. Bottom line. That's how I get down. Call me whatever. Give me a title. I call it as I see it. You got one of these, and you got one of these. I don't care how much makeup you put on or whatever like that. You cannot create no child. You cannot bring life in. You're not a woman. Bottom line. Now we're going to keep it going because we got this other situation where you got this Democratic mayor. He's being blasted. What is he trying to do? Trying to act like, oh, if you do this, it's going to affect the country so bad. If we do this, it's going to... Just trying to rile people up to get them nervous and get them scared. Because what? Once we send out the misinformation, that's all we have to do because people don't know. I've been hearing some of the stupidest things since I've been doing this. You wouldn't believe it. Stuff like what happens when Donald Trump brings back slavery. So what you gonna do when they start doing that to people like you? When people don't have a real answer for you, you start hearing some of the most stupidest rhetoric. What I'm telling you guys is don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Check this situation right here that even from a Democratic person in office and power, we're not even going to listen to him because, again, spewing the wrong information.
Mayor Cavalier Johnson discussing how his city is going to work with ICE while warning about the financial impact of deportation. Watch this.
The Milwaukee Police Department is not immigration police. It's not ICE, right? That's not the city's responsibility. That's a federal responsibility. And so the city does not engage, the police department does not engage with ICE on a routine basis. You know, folks are here, they are integrated into our economy, as you spoke about. And in Wisconsin, we've got a three-legged stool for our economy. It's agriculture, it's tourism, it's manufacturing. And each of those is impacted by immigration, each and every single one of them. So if there's this whole scale rounding folks up, not just, you know, folks who committed crime, death, harm, and destruction, but folks who simply, cross the border and didn't have documentation, you will...
Simply. He ain't say illegally. He says people that simply crossed the border and didn't have documentation. No, illegally crossed the border and didn't have documentation, have jobs now in Wisconsin, and you're trying to protect them because of agriculture and whatever the case may be. How about this? I'm going to say it again. Pay some Americans the right wage. They'll do it. Pay some Americans the right wage and they'll do the same job. I know a lot of them that will. I ain't trying to hear y'all. I'm not trying to hear y'all when y'all saying, oh, only migrants are going to pick the fruit. If you pay Americans a good wage, I'll pick some damn fruit. So stop lying and stop bringing that crap up. Stop it. If you think you're going to make a profit, stop it. If you think you're going to make a profit, you're not.
Devastate the economy in Wisconsin.
Joining me now is Wisconsin Congressman Tom Tiffany, Congressman in Milwaukee, just to be clear, not a sanctuary city. But what do you make of the mayor's comments about the economic impact if many of these that are working at, say, restaurants here in New York, it's bodegas, if those people are deported?
If they working at New York, at restaurants and bodegas, they illegally working here. How come I never saw a black person at the bodega? How come I never see like a white person working there? Number one, you ain't paying them right and you ain't hiring them. You only hire your own people. That's called reverse. Yeah. Racism. Yeah. A lot of it going on. You see this right here? They don't rock with us. You think Dominican people rock with us? Shit, man, listen. I'm not black. I'm not black. I Dominican. I'm not black. I Dominican. Darker than me, but they ain't black. Ain't giving you no job in them stores neither.
These are the same public officials that have been saying for years, Cheryl, that we can't do anything about illegal immigration. The federal government, that is their role. They have to do it. Well, the federal government shows up now under President Trump and Tom Homan, and they're doing something about it, yet they still will not participate. Tell that to the woman who was beaten brutally over in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, by a Venezuelan gang member. He's going bad guys first.
Okay, Congressman, we lost you for just a second, but I think you're back. So part of your answer was I think, look, Tom Homan has made it very clear. They're going after criminals. They're going after people that pose a threat to safety here in the United States. But even in cities like New York, that is a sanctuary city, you're seeing pushback from maybe not so much Mayor Eric Adams at this point, but others who want to protect all, they're making it a political statement. You're protecting the person that's working at the restaurant, but then you're also protecting the criminal. How do we deal with this issue to where it can work so that you have federal authorities and Tom Homan working in sync with sanctuary cities or cities like Milwaukee in your state to where we get the bad guys out?
I'm messed up. And y'all, I might lose some people on here. It's all good. I might lose some of y'all. I'm going to tell you straight up and down. If you're illegal, I think everybody needs to go back. Call me what you want. Send them all back.
Secretary Noem and Tom Homan have made it very clear. There's 1.5 million people that have deportation orders. Tom Homan just said 600,000 people with criminal records. You start with them first. That's nearly 2 million, or it is 2 million people, Cheryl. You start with them, and that's exactly what they're doing. And I don't understand why a mayor and also the governor of Wisconsin refuse to help be able to get these people that have convictions on their records out of the state of Wisconsin and America.
Well, and what happens when you do that is this other question gets answered all the time that I keep on bringing up. Because, people are so sensitive to certain things. Oh, if he's been here for 15 years, you should be able to stay. He hasn't been a threat. If this, if that. Guess what? That's like this. If I know somebody robbed the house and I let them come in my crib and the police come in my house because they following him, now whoever's in my crib, they're susceptible to whatever that crime is. So now, think about it like this. You got all these illegal migrants, criminals, thefts, robbers, and all of that. They coming around. And who they go around? Abuela. Abuela means grandma or aunt or their auntie, because they don't really have nowhere to stay. Some of them have family here, so they let them come stay with them, or they're in the same place that that other person is. That person may have found their way over the border 10 or 20 years ago. They may still be illegal and they're still here, and they're telling them, come on over, come on over. Guess what? Once ICE busts them, if they're in the vicinity, they're getting locked up too. You can't pour syrup on shit and make it pancakes. You guys went around Abuela. You went around grandpa. You went around auntie. You stand in the crib, so you made it what we call in the hood, you made it hot. When you make it hot for you, you make it hot for whoever's around you. You made that happen. So now when you bring people like Tom Homan and all these people around that give you them silver bracelets and send you back to where your native country is, and you've been over here for 15 years, and you're talking about, yeah, well, I don't even know nobody over there. But guess what? You had 15 years to get it right. And you knew that you was wrong when you was here the whole time. Also, you knew that they was coming for this person, so why you ain't move around? Yes, another thing that we say in the hood, move around. You know something about to happen? Yo, Popo coming, move around. Yeah. So it's not their fault. You got caught up in the mix. I got caught. Auntie got caught. So that everybody going back. That's how they look at it. It doesn't, that's how they say when criminals, they look at it like this. It doesn't matter when we catch you. It matters that we catch you. That's what they're really trying to say. And just because of the numbers of how many people it is, we don't care who we sending back. It's too many people. So now everybody go back. Y'all fucked it up for everybody. That's what they really trying to say. Y'all fucked it up for everybody. And now y'all getting the shit into the stick. And this is what's going on. So you got up in Dykeman, all in Washington Heights, Inwood, all these delivery guys, all these people out here scared to death because they're staying in a place with probably 15 people staying in one room, 10 people over there. And look what's happening. Good looking out for Spectre OHXD. Appreciate the $2. It's impossible to avoid. It's impossible to a wood boat survive waves of 10 M's. Okay. We got a lot of comments on this topic. Let me see what Jordan Kelson has to say. AACC, good points. Democrats aren't all bad. They aren't. I'm going to say that too. Dust Storm, you got it right, brother. Bugatti NYC, thank you. Appreciate that. DG Gaming, Republicans in the 2000s. Who will pick the grapes? Democrats in the 2020s. Who will sell the Taco Bell? Pay Americans a fair wage so that we can probably get to that house that we always was promised. That White House with the picket fence. Stop trying to pass us over for people that are less mentally and less fortunate, and you know that they're going to work 75 hours for $7.50 an hour. Pay us because we've been here and we're the ones that's supposed to get it. Not only that, but like I tell you with my business, people are coming to the owners and saying, don't pay the Moreno. No, don't pay the Moreno. He charges too much. Pay me. I pay cheapy. Meanwhile, I've been at this company, at this place for over 15, 20 years. I have problems now with that because, of course, anybody that can pay cheaper, they're going to do that. So all of these bodegas, restaurants, factories that's crying about ICE coming in there and taking the people out, y'all wasn't paying them right anyway. Let me see the paperwork. Let me see their paperwork. Exactly. How can you prove what you was paying them? You was undercutting, you was getting money off of that, making profit off of it, and now you're angry because it's over. Bottom line. That's what's going on right now. Now we're going to keep it going because we got another situation where y'all going to like this one. You know, we always try to bring some goodness and some good spirit into the show. Like to leave you guys where it's some good, wholesome love going on. And number one here, we love animals. That's another thing. If I could do this show to animals all day, I would. Because I love animals. I love dogs. I love cats. Just love animals overall. I'll do anything for, to save and, and take care of animals. I have a very good heart when it comes down to pit bulls, cats, and stuff of that nature. I also know that they have a good spirit and they know who loves them. Your dog know that you love them. They can feel and sense good people. I'm going to show you guys something that I want you to take with you to keep a good spirit for the rest of the day. We have a priest / reverend, imam. I don't know his exact title. Don't want to get in trouble for the wrong title. But he was praying. And next thing you know, it was his cat or maybe the cat that hangs out inside of the mosque, but it jumped on him. I want you guys to see how he handled it and the peace that came out of this. I want you guys to really check this out. I don't want to give it a title. I don't want to say anything out of it. I want you to see if you can get something out of this and understand, right? What I don't want you to do is get caught up in the music because yes, it's going to be it's going to be a little bit of Muslim chanting that you're going to hear, but we're not going for the audio in this clip. We're going for the video, and we want to see the bonding between this cat and what happens during this prayer because it was a special moment. And I'd like to share it with you guys. Check this out. تتبعون إلا الظن وإن أنتم إلا تخرصون قل فلله الحجة البالغة فلو شاء لهداكم أجمعين. الله. So in the comments, we got so many cool things in the comments that I read. I read stuff like, the comment said, wow, he has not even moved a little, rather started petting kindly. And the cat was concerned, praying amazing. If a cat jumps on you, that shows affection. Like this, they really love you. Another person said, I'm very impressed. Quite a focus on his prayer. True professional, he didn't miss a beat. Living in harmony with the earth and its inhabitants. It's really beautiful. Wow. From someone to another faith, this is such endearing sight. We had people that said that they don't even believe in religion. We had people that said so many things about this because there's a lot of people that probably won't see anything in this scene, but the people that get it, y'all get it. One more time from the top, y'all. Check this out. A sheikh in Algeria kept his cool as a surprise guest joined his congregation, according to Reuters. قل فلله الحجة البالغة فلو شاء لهداكم أجمعين. Allah. There were people like, that cat must have known what was going on, because right before he went down to pray, he got off of him. So it must have been like a spirit there. And cats can feel, good energy. I just wanted you guys to see that. I thought it was pretty cool. And I love to leave you guys with something like that. Something that's really cool that you guys can take with you, especially if you like animals and you kind of like, love animals and stuff. What else we got here? What we got? From the shoulder to the plate takes about 7 minutes. Magpie said it's 4th grade U.S. history, Waffle. Big Mark said how. Angela Irie said terrorist songs. Probably, man. I don't know. Big Mark 2KO. Wish people would study history more because history always repeats itself. And those who don't know it, but those who know history won't repeat the same mistakes. You're right about that. Right about that. Jenny Wren, I love you too. We love you too. Jennifer Adams, very spiritual, tuned in feline. Right. You see it. You see where we're going with this. We're just atheists because we've learned about science and cannot take on another day garbage seriously. Yeah, guys, like I said, I wanted you guys to see that clip. I love animals. And I kind of looked at it like, you see the cat like rubbed on him and kissed him and everything. It's a good spiritual feeling or whatever like that. Guys, cat lovers, dog lovers, animal lovers. Like I said, I just wanted to leave you with that. And with that being said, we're at the end of the show. It's your boy Bugatti NYC. And like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Why don't you guys go inside the description today because we got a $200 survey in there. Check it out. Y'all don't give me no bread, but I'll be making sure that y'all got bread. So go check out the surveys that's in the description. Yesterday it was $300 survey. So yeah, when I be talking about money and like looking out for that coffee up there, y'all can give a brother a tip here and there. I do accept tips, just so you know, especially since I'll be looking out. But from my tip to you guys is go inside the description every time I do a video, every time there's a live. I always make sure that there's a true, real vetted survey that maybe you guys may be able to make some money off of. Today is a $200 survey. Yesterday it was a $300. The day before that it was $500. What happens is as you take them, the numbers start going down as far as like how many available surveys there are. So you might want to act fast and go ahead and check that out and see if you guys can make some money off some of these surveys. Why not make some money online while you're home? Also, we got a lot of events that's going to be coming up in the tri-state area. We got this new thing called Show Your Talent. If you guys are in the 5 boroughs of New York, you have a chance to come out to the liquor store. Show us your talent. If you could sing, if you could dance, if you could cook, whatever your talent is, bring it to the liquor store. That's right, we're doing it in the liquor store. Different ones, Bronx liquor store, Brooklyn liquor store, Queens liquor store, Staten Island. Come on down, see if you can make $200 to $500, and you might be the one that's able to get the $1,000 bonus and get the deal. We got a lot of stuff going on the channel. It's not just me. We got an alcohol. This is a true clothing line. If you guys go over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com, 2 G's, 2 P's, alcohol over there. We got the sweatsuits. We got the merch. We got a lot of stuff going on. But like I always tell you guys, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Again, go in the description. See if you can make some money off that survey. And until tomorrow, subscribe to the channel. Check out another video. But until then, see you guys tomorrow. And like I always tell you, could have went anywhere. The fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So what we gonna do? Get them! See you guys tomorrow. 1.